No, I want to actually talk about Dragonslayer 1981 since we're
Ooh.
going through these fantasies. So this is one of my favorite old films, Steve. I gotta say this one is some of it's really funny because I saw this film late. I saw this film late in life, and I mean that late in my being your movie guru, ladies and gentlemen. I saw it very late. So and usually when that happens for me, I typically will not really give the film too much. I mean, I always try to put what the time and the place and put everything in perspective when this film came out, what it meant to films, you know what I mean, my audience, how it has impacted the overall history of our films of cinema. And this one I really liked for as cheesy as it is, and
Super
this
cheesy.
and for like these effects too are some of the most again, cheesy effects, stop motion animation. I mean, you got it all in here. You got puppets, stop motion animation, everything under the sun to try and bring a dragon in 1980 to life.
Yeah.
And it's a fun film. I think it's great. It's about a young wizard apprentice who is sent to kill a dragon, which has been devouring girls, virgins, I should say, in a nearby kingdom. And it's a film, too, I have to say, that's one of those fantasies that doesn't end well. Like, spoilers, our
Yes.
audience. This is a guy who goes on a quest to save a maid he loves just to find her being eaten by baby dragons, man. I mean, but does he slay that dragon? You better believe he does
Yeah.
because he's like,
Dragon Slayer,
oh,
man.
yeah, I mean, it's in the title.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be redundant if like he didn't slay it?
He
Like that was
didn't. That would be so bad. I would
that
love that. He doesn't slay
Dragon
any
Slayer
dragons.
2. This time, it's personal. But for
This
real,
time, I definitely will slay a
this
dragon.
time it's going down in Dragon Slayer 3.
But he just
But
gets eaten in the first 5 minutes.
this is one of my favorite, 1980s gems. Many people don't know this film was not very popular. Directed by Matthew Robbins, writers Hal Burnwood, Matthew Robbins again, starred Peter McNoll, Caitlin Clark, and Ralph Richardson. Those are some names that people now know nowadays. Um, I enjoy this film, Steve. This is one I can actually pop in and fall asleep to, and I mean that in a good way.
Yeah.
It's just one of those older films that has a charm to it. I like the main protagonist. He did a really good job for being so young and taking on this role. Peter McNoll as Galen. I mean, I like him. He comes off as a character too that you want to get behind. You know, you feel for him too because he's like obviously he has a love interest and he's trying to save her and this dragon's just a dick and eating virgins.
Right.
So, what can a man do besides, slay him a dragon? I honestly, Steve, would say this film for me personally and it gets it gets actually another dragon film that gets 6.6,
Yeah.
83% on Rotten Tomatoes though, and 82% of people like this movie. I would actually give this movie overall out of 10, Steve, for the time it came out, and unfortunately it's going to have to go in the hindsight category of our show. I'd actually give it a 7.2. I think it was a really good, well done film that is under the radar. I mean, yes, it's cheesy. Yes, it can be, written off as that's just a cheesy, but look at what it tried to do. Like, look at the story. The story is really good.
Yeah. The dragon effects was cool, dude. I mean, I remember that being like really, really cool at the time. But again, I saw this maybe when I was like a teen or something. But yeah, dude, I like this film. This film was one of the. It's like you said, dude. It has charm. I think
Yeah,
that's why it's like one of those feel good. Like you pop it in, you're like, I'm gonna watch this all the way through. This is a good film. You know what I mean? Yeah, it does have stop motion, but I'm a little like I don't know, lenient on stop motion, dude. I've seen a lot of it, and I'm not real. I don't hate it. I actually liked it, and I felt like it worked in this film too, dude. And again, having one of these like films where it's like a guy versus man versus dragon, and you pick an unlikely hero too. You
right.
pick this apprentice, and you pick no offense to the actor who plays the protagonist, but he's not like this like hulking hero. You know what I
No,
mean? He's not
he's an
like
apprentice. Yeah, that's a
yeah, he's
good
just
good
some
point.
guy. Yeah, it's just some guy coming over going against a dragon. I like that.